Coming up on Mountain News at 6, the cleanup continues in Buchanan County, Virginia, where more than 100 homes were damaged or destroyed in flooding earlier this week. Floyd County, but the teams involved are playing for more than a shot at victory.
And we are dry to close out the work week, but some changes are on the way. I have that full forecast coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Cleanup has been an all-hands-on-deck situation in Buchanan County, Virginia, as agencies, nonprofits, and neighbors band together to take on the devastation left behind by this week's flooding. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about the efforts to give back.
Roads and homes crumbling, trees and lives uprooted.
Any other day we'd pass each other on the street, but on disasters like today, you've got people that's coming to the aid of their neighbor.
Families in Buchanan County are seeing a continued outpouring of service and support after floodwaters poured through the area Tuesday.
They need it. They've lost everything. They've lost their food. They've lost their clothes. You know, obviously they lost their homes.
With volunteer groups, church outreaches, and people from all around the region hoping to offer a little sunshine.
I believe we as people need to realize that sometimes a hug, a smile, a kind gesture, a cleaning bucket, a mop, a shovel in disaster, a case of water is being a miracle. From
God's rock stars a few towns over to local churches like Key Mountain Holiness, there is help on every corner, but even the helpers know it will be a long road.
The heartbreaking part is when it's all calmed down and the house still ain't rebuilt. Where's everybody going to be then?
And while they are happy to be able to assist in the aftermath,
people's lives have been turned upside down and devastated. And, you know, it's just an honor to be able to, you know, show God's love.
They hope the rebuilding,
it builds them up.
Comes with just as much support. In Buchanan County, Virginia, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The main area of operation for donations and cleaning items is Twin Valley Elementary School, where officials and organizations are working to keep people connected to the resources they need.
We are dry across the mountains to round out this work week, but we are watching out for our next rain chance as we get towards the end of the weekend. Let's take a live look over at I-75 in London. Plenty of sunshine and blue sky on this Friday. Temperatures are warm, upper 80s for most of us, 85 in Jackson. The warm spot, Irvine, sitting at 89, 86 in Somerset, and 87 for London and Manchester. Up on Pinpoint Doppler, a clean sweep this evening. However, we cannot totally rule out a stray shower because we do have a stationary front kind of parked over the mountains right now. So we cannot totally rule out a shower, but most of us are going to be dry as we go through the rest of tonight. We are watching out for some patchy fog, especially late tonight and into early Saturday morning under a partly cloudy sky. Low temperatures cooler than recent nights, falling into the middle 60s. And we are watching out for some changes, especially into your Sunday and Monday, with some brief heat relief and some showers and thunderstorms. I have that full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Steve.
Cameron, thank you. Following the shooting in the Allen community that left 3 officers and 1 canine officer dead, a Floyd County school is hosting an event in their honor. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from Wesley Christian High School's Thin Blue Line Showcase and how the basketball tournament will help the families of the fallen and injured officers.
Wesley Christian High School is remembering the fallen and injured officers from the June 30th shooting in Allen. With the school less than 200 yards away from the scene of the shooting, the staff wanted to give back to their community.
I wanted to do my part along with some other Wesley Christian staff to just show that we support this community in this tough time.
The Thin Blue Line Showcase is inviting players from across the region and even a few from neighboring states for a single elimination tournament.
I had guys messaging me trying to play with some other teams, wanting to be a part of this tournament. So we figured it out, and I got all my guys together and still together, and I'm excited to see them play today.
With all proceeds to be given to the families of the fallen and injured officers.
Everything that we raise today and tomorrow, from the concession stand to the gates to the entry fee of the teams, everything goes out to those police officers' families and the injured ones. And we also have a donation box set up out in the lobby for that as well.
One of many fundraisers to help out the community.
It's a big hit on the community, and for all these people to do different things fundraising for our community, it means it's something special.
Lacing up and hitting the hardwood to remember those who gave their all. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Wesley Christian's head coach Sean Ward also said tomorrow at 8 p.m., just before the championship game, 12-year-old Colton Reisner of Magoffin County will receive a certificate after raising more than $2,000 for the fallen and injured officers by selling bracelets. Ward also said Floyd County Sheriff John Hunt will be presented with a check. Congressman Hal Rogers requested a moment of silence for the fallen officers in K-9 in the House chambers today. He also delivered remarks honoring those officers. He said in part, quote, "Their heroic deaths represent a powerful display of the selfless love described in John 15:13. A greater love has no man than this, to lay down his life for his friends." Even as we speak, several other first responders are also recovering from their injuries from that horrific day, and our prayers are with them and their families. This nation owes a great debt of gratitude for the life and service of Officers Petrie, Frazier, and Chaffins. Top school safety experts briefed Kentucky lawmakers on plans to prevent or respond to potentially violent acts on campuses. The Interim Education Committee heard about plans to put officers in every school and on how mental health threat assessments are working in one part of the state. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on how some say Kentucky is leading the way in keeping students safe.
It's been more than 4 years since the Marshall County school shooting and 3 years since lawmakers passed a wide-reaching school safety bill.
What I liked about the school safety resiliency law is that you took two words out of it, the shoulds and the may, and you put the word shall in there.
Kentucky lawmakers have focused on laws to put a school resource officer on every campus. That's been a challenge, but they say Kentucky is still a model for other states to follow.
But I keep a phone log, and in that phone log, I went back 3 years, and I counted 15 different states that asked for copies of your Senate Bill 1.
Ben Wilcox was hired as the state's school security marshal, who says the fourth risk assessment of the year has just been completed.
And when we explain to them that we have a group of individuals that are in schools on site checking on these mandates, it blows them away.
The most recent school shooting in Texas was the point of some legislator questions.
Is there anything there that we have in place that could have prevented what happened in Uvalde?
The School Safety and Resiliency Act requires exterior doors to be controlled access. That means getting rid of what we call the universal key. That's that 5-pound rock that's sitting next to the door that props open as teachers go out and in.
Lawmakers also heard from several on the topic of mental health, specifically from educators in northern Kentucky who have screened students in threat assessments.
We can see whether or not that they need just regular tier instruction within the classroom. There's things that can reduce the trauma, or do they need a warm handoff to mental health psychological services?
Educators say they started out with 16% of the students reporting victimization. That's now down to 4%. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The director for the Kentucky Center for School Safety says there are currently 523 school resource officers in Kentucky, with another 600 needed to meet the requirements of House Bill 63 by August 1st. Louisa police are searching for a person of interest in an ongoing theft case. They say the man in this video was seen taking a motor scooter from the Ray Williams Villa Apartments earlier this week and are not sure if it belongs to him. If you recognize the man, you're asked to call 606-638-4851 or send an email to swilburn@louisapd.org. Deputies in Laurel County are asking for your help finding a stolen pickup truck. They say this truck, a 1998 Chevy 1500, was stolen early Thursday morning from a business parking lot off Highway 229. If you have any information, you're asked to call 606-864-6600 or send a message to the Laurel County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. A 16-year-old is dead following an incident involving a train east of the Lilly community of Laurel County. It happened just after 2 this morning or 2 a.m. Thursday on Robinson Creek Road south of London. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office say the teenager was hit by the southbound train, killing him. The Sheriff's Office does not release the names of people under the age of 18. No other details have been released. A well-known pastor and longtime leader with the Kentucky Baptist Convention has died. Kentucky Today reports Bill Mackey, who served as the executive director and treasurer of the convention from 1998 to 2011, lost his battle with cancer Thursday morning at the age of 81. During his tenure with the KBC, they worked on several major disaster relief projects, including the World Trade Center attacks, Hurricane Katrina, the Kentucky ice storm of 2009, and the Haiti earthquake. The South Carolina native also once served as an associate pastor in Middlesboro and pastor in Whitesburg. International Mission Board President Paul Chitwood, who succeeded Mackey as KBC Executive Director, called him, quote, the epitome of a Christian gentleman. Rockcastle Regional Hospital is hosting a cancer benefit tonight. It's the 10th annual Strides Against Cancer Horse Show at the Broadhead Fairgrounds. It starts at 6 p.m. and costs $5 to get in. All proceeds go towards the Hope Fund to help cover costs for cancer patients. Across the country, healthcare and social assistance fields are facing a shortage. Here in Kentucky, that shortage is around 12 to 20%, and the Commonwealth is projected to need around 16,000 additional nurses by 2024. Today, the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education announced the Healthcare Workforce Collaborative, a new $10 million initiative funded by the Kentucky legislature to provide grants to public universities and community and technical colleges to expand programs that train healthcare providers in high-demand areas.
This is a monumental task, and it is going to take all of us working together to meet this moment.
This starts with education. Kentucky's higher education institutions and healthcare industry are a pipeline for prosperity and a critical component in the collaborative network necessary to create better health outcomes.
The collaborative will meet during the next year to establish a long-term plan and rapid response strategies to strengthen the healthcare workforce pipeline. A major shift in bluegrass state politics was announced this morning. Republicans are now officially the majority party in the Commonwealth. Officials with the Kentucky State Board of Elections announced the number of registered Republican voters stands at 1,612,060 compared to 1,609,569 registered Democrats, giving the GOP a voter registration advantage of 2,491 voters.
Well, all is quiet across the mountains this evening, but we are watching out for more showers to return by Sunday. Have that full forecast coming up.
And we'll take a look at how a local medical group is teaming up with other agencies to serve the community.